Hey, what's up guys? So it's finally time for the Z1 Snorkel. Been waiting a long time for this thing to come out, and I got it today, and I'm going to do the install here. First I'm going to do a little unboxing. So they got the little manual you can scan, it'll take you to the website. Here is, I believe, the new grommet. It's going to be sitting in the fender well. Alright, so first thing is first, here we have the tube that's going to be inside the fender well. This looks like it's all the hardware. Yeah, so this is going to be just the hardware here. Alright, that makes more sense. Here's that cool thermoplastic or thermomolded plastic little template. See how this sits in there. Here's the elbow right here. I believe this is going to be the one that's going to be going like this. Here's the snorkel head. It's all made out of like the HDPE. I think that's it. So here's the actual snorkel body. Dude, I mean, seeing this on the camera doesn't do this thing justice. This is super nice. So right here is going to be the tools that you're going to need for the Z1 Snorkel install. Obviously you're going to need some kind of Sharpie right here. Right here is an extension for a 1/4 inch ratchet. You can use whatever size ratchet you want. You got a 1/4 inch here, and then I got a 3/8 inch ratchet right here. And you're going to have 10mm socket, 13mm socket, an 8 and a 7. You're also going to have a 13mm ratcheting wrench if you have it. It's going to be nice when you get up inside the fender. You're going to need a, I believe, 3/8 drill, and then I think it was a 5/8 right here for the unibit. I just made a red mark so I know when I'm about to hit the 5/8. Got a center punch here for marking the holes, so it's the drill has a good starting reference point. 4mm Allen painter's tape for the fender. Right here we got the black RTV for the little gaskets or whatever washers that are going to go around the threaded section of the snorkel. And for the paint on the exposed metal, I'm just going to throw in some Raptor undercoating. It should be fine because, I mean, it's not really seeing any kind of like sand or sediment or stuff getting kicked up in it, so it should last a while. And then up here we have a file, 2 trim panel removal tool things for the little push pins or whatever, a drill. Right here I'm going to be using an electric JigSaw because I don't have a air saw or access to a big compressor like that. And then right here this is just going to be a 1/2 inch impact gun that I'm going to use to remove my wheels, or my wheel, my driver's side wheel. Alright, so first things first here, I'm going to do the tape on this section. The way I'm going to tape it is from the bottom up. So actually, no, sorry, from the, yeah, be from the bottom up. So that way it's overlapping in a way where when I have to do the spray painting real quick, I don't have to worry about it running down behind the paint, the tape, because the tape's going to be overlapping like this, like a shingle, as opposed to coming this way and then it might seep under there. So first things first, I'm just going to tape off a pretty good amount, probably more than I have to. And I have the door open so that way you can run it right to the corner. Should be enough tape right there. Alright, so right here, like I said, I did that with the door open so you can close this after and still see that gap, or that, yeah, the gap I guess, or the body line. So we're going to get that on there. It's going to be roughly about the same distance on all the gaps. So it has to come this way a little bit. Alright, Take this, trace this out. Alright, so first things first here, I'm going to try to find close to the center of that hole, and that's it. Beginning, going on the lower speed, higher torque setting with metal. So here we go. Oh, well, that's it. There's definitely no going back now, man. Here it is, right here. It's not pretty, but it'll work, I think. All right, well, here goes nothing. Let's see what happens here, huh? Alright, so here we are again. Kind of retarded. Thought I had a little bit more room back there. As you can see, I definitely did not. Alright, so right now I'm just painting up the edges. I wiped them down real quick. Just gonna paint that exposed metal. So now I'm just gonna jack this up, remove the wheel, and work on getting that wheel well lined up. Okay, so right here, once you get the wheel off, there's going to be Phillips head screw here. There's going to be one up here. Now, if you have the first run of the 2022s, this area right here, you can't really access these screws because the fender flare isn't cut out like it is for the new one. So you have to notch that out with a Dremel or something, as you can see right here. So we can access the screw that's right there and right here. It's going to be a Phillips head screw here and here. And then after that, you're just going to free up all the clips. So we're just going to get right into it here. Going to get the first two Phillips heads that are right here in the front. And also, I did take my fender flare off at some point too. I broke a lot of the tabs and I had to use Fuse It Max to reattach the clips. Oh wait, I kind of can see it. Oh, it's gonna break. Oh, it broke. You dirty bitch. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this black silicone RTV sealer around this area. Put those washers in there. put a little bit too much on there, but it is what it is. It's not going to be seen behind the snorkel, so I'm not worried about it. So I'm just going to come back through at this point with my finger. Just kind of put this around the edges. And that's that, I guess. Doesn't look too bad, honestly. Could be worse. Alright, so next up, gonna go to the engine bay and you're gonna loosen you're gonna want to get this out. Couple of grommets in there. Also going to remove the window and make it easier. Now all that's done right there, the only thing left to do now is install the snorkel itself. This doesn't take long to undo the intake. It's very easy job. So to give you guys an idea where those holes are, there's the snorkel hole, there's those 3 holes. That very top hole you can kind of see way up there, that one in the center. And then you're going to want to use a little bit of this here. So right here you're going to take a little bit of this RTV. It's going to act as a thread locker. It's not going to be like a blue or red Loctite. It's going to be pretty mild, but it's something so like you don't really have to worry about it backing out too much. We could start trying to do this. This is gonna be fun. Looks good. Looks pretty awesome, honestly. I'm gonna do the easier ones first, and then I'll deal with that top one once I have these in place. It's gonna be kind of hard to actually see what the hell I'm even doing in here, to be honest. I think I got that threaded in. Wow. Huh. It went right in. That's what I thought. Alright, 2 for 2, guys. This is looking pretty good. Usually I have really bad luck with stuff, but it seems like it's going pretty good. Alright. You guys at home want to say a prayer for me that this last one goes on easily. Hell yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Oddly easy. Like, very easy. To the point where it makes me worried that I messed something up. So now you're just going to take that ratcheting wrench. Alright, next up, we got the little clamp. Just going to take this off here. Like so. Alright, so I'm going to do this a little bit differently than how they show on their website here. I'm actually going to attach this onto the airbox first, because I know there's not going to be a lot of room back there. Yeah, it's definitely on there. Alright, here's what it is. Alright, so now that that's on there, all we're going to do now is reinstall that airbox with this attached. So as you guys can see right there, there's the airbox little inlet right there, the rubber grommet. It's coming through the fender wall. And then you're going to see the intake, or the snorkel, I guess you should say, inlet or whatever. I got to connect to. You can see the 3 bolts that go through. Alright, so here is the Snorkel grill. It's a nice black anodized aluminum. Has like the little countersunk areas, so these screws go right in. Alright, so here we go. Final piece of the puzzle. And like I said, I just got the wheel well liner to put back together. And we'll be done. This took about 3.5 hours, close to 4. So here we go. This ice cream truck driver is going to be the death of me. Alright, and the last thing here is going to be drilling out the little hole for the drain plug. I believe it's a 3/8 hole or something like that. There's already a dimple. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. It's right here. So all it's got to do is before you stick it, you know what I mean? Alright, that's it, huh? Just goes like that. Oh, cool, it even has a little Z1 in there. Isn't that cute? Let's just say it's going to take you about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how mechanically inclined you are. But I mean, it wasn't hard, and it wasn't easy, if that makes sense. Would I do it again? Yeah. All right, the moment everyone's been waiting for, huh? crazy how close that is to the door. Just kidding, you guys are gonna have to wait longer. Keys right there. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. And as always, make sure you torque your wheels. So that was the install, guys. As you saw, it was pretty lengthy. You don't see the real time because I'm skipping parts here and there in this video. But all in all, that took me about, I'm gonna say 3.5 to 4 hours. So you might want to plan for the better half of the day if you're gonna take your time and do it the right way. The only thing I have to say after this install is be aware of that top threaded insert in the Snorkel, the upmost one in this little pocket in the fender. It just felt weird, like it loosened from the mold. I'm not sure, but either way, yeah, you have the two bottom ones, which are actually going to be the load bearing ones. The other one's just kind of to hold it in place. So I mean, it's tight, but it's weird because it feels like it's stripped, but I'm not sure. But all in all, I mean, this thing's pretty solid. The door seal thing, I don't know. We'll find out once I drive it around a little bit what I think of it. Overall, the construction of it is pretty good. Honestly, it's not pretty good, it's very good. I'm impressed. This fits the truck probably better than any Snorkel I've seen that's not factory. I mean, to be honest, this might even fit it better than some factory Snorkels fit, say Tacomas or something like that. And the contour follows that line of the hood, comes down, and then on the back end it follows the line of like the A-pillar down to the fender. Like, it just looks like it's supposed to be on the truck. It looks so good. And the finish itself, the texture, is pretty close to what the fender is, or the fender flare. So it looks pretty good. And up here, the only gripe I have is maybe Z1 could have anodized the hardware for the face of the Snorkel, but it's not a big deal because I do plan on getting the Sky Clone pre-cleaner. I just wasn't sure if it was gonna fit or not, but this ends up sitting at like the perfect height and everything to get that. We'll bring it up to here, maybe. But I thought it was gonna be a little bit closer to my roof rack, which it's not. I got a good 8 inches probably, and it just looks good. And the cool thing about it is too, is in the front there's a little notch that you match up with the front little cutout on the Snorkel head itself, and it perfectly centers it, more or less, if you just line that little notch up. I don't know if that was mentioned in their video or not, or maybe they changed it after that, but if you line that notch up with the one that's on the Snorkel body itself, it's perfectly straight. The hardest part of this, I'm gonna say, was probably, I'm gonna say, getting the actual tube from the intake from the Snorkel to the air intake box was probably the hardest thing to do, in my case at least, because I couldn't fully remove the wheel well liner because my rock light was prohibiting that, and I didn't want to have to undo the rock light and then redo all the wiring and cable management, so I just kind of left it. But yeah, that probably took upwards of an hour, like just getting this all fit up and everything. So your best bet is to get this side in first, and then you're going to swing it up, and you can play around with it to get it up into here. There's not a lot of room. There was no way I could record the actual, like, up inside the fender when it was just me by myself. Even with a second person, I don't think there's that much room where you could even get a camera so you could fully understand what I'm telling you guys. There's not a lot of room, so it's just take your time, be patient, and you're not going to mess it up. It's pretty difficult to mess this up. And you're going to see, or not you're going to see, you did see in the video earlier where I was cutting the hole and I completely effed up. And I was able to recover because it wasn't the end of the world. I knew it was fixable. Like, I don't know, that's all it is really with this type of stuff. You just have to be patient and you can't get mad. And if you get mad, just walk away and think of a solution and come back, because there's no reason to stress about this stuff, honestly. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket surgery or brain science, you know. It's pretty straightforward. Damn, that thing looks good. And it's nice too because, like I said, they have the little dimple that's down here for this, for the drain plug. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna try to go get some B-roll for this, maybe make a few, like use my new gimbal I just got, get some content for that, maybe take a few photos. I mean, it's 8 o'clock right now, the sun is just setting, so I probably got about maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get some good photos and stuff. Yep, but that's it, guys. Like always, thanks for watching, and the next video is going to be the fuel tank skid plate. I'm going to be installing that on the truck, and that's going to be the last of the skid plates that I'm going to need to have full protection under the truck. And basically, it's done. Besides the rear bumper, that who knows when a decent one's coming out, to be honest. Besides that, I'm done. There's nothing left to do. It's just at this point I'm getting like creature comfort, camping gear and stuff like that to get ready for this big trip and try to make it as enjoyable as possible, because nothing sucks more than camping without all the like accoutrements and necessary things and just stuff to make it easier